Good day, everyone. Welcome once again to Grammar Class 101, still in collaboration with Miss Shai. Today, we're going to talk and discuss the basic assumptions, functions, and nature of art. So, what is art? Definitely, art is an expression made visible by a form. The expression contained in form is an attempt to translate the unnamed and the unknown. Intrinsic to our existence as humans is our quest to create meaning, then art allows the process to take place. Making meaning involves understanding our surroundings and marking our experiences. Art at its root is an expression, and the artist is an expressor, translating in order to create meaning. Art expresses and translates, art acknowledges and reveals, art transfers, and art intervenes. Art is also an expression of feeling, belief, and character. The simplicity of that sentence is rather deceptive and seems tidy so that it's than its implications. So the basic assumptions of art are the following. We're gonna discuss it later. So assumption is a thing that is accepted as true, as certain to happen without proof. It is something that you accept as true without question or proof. Many assumption has been written without about arts, and some of these are: art has been created by all people at all times in all countries, and it lives because it is well liked and enjoyed. Naturally, arts linger on particularly if it is popular and loved by people. Example, the works and writings of Dr. Jose Rizal and the movie The Ten Commandments. Art involves experience, this one. In order to experience something, you have to make use of your five senses, right? Hence, there can never be appreciated think, of art without having experienced it. Art is not nature. Nature is not art. Why? Because art is made by man and nature is by God. However, nature can be enhanced by man. The enhanced beauty and artistry of nature then can be classified as an art. Art is also cultural. Art is a work of humans, and anything that has been created by humans is part of culture. Art becomes cultural when it depicts people's way of life, religious practices, mores, and traditions, and etc. Art is a form of creation. Why? Because art is something that is created with imagination and skill that is beautiful or that expresses important ideas or feelings. Human is the creator of art. Artist is simply a person who creates art. Art is also subjective. It cannot be measured by its significance or the level of skill with which it is created. It is subjective in nature. Its subjective in nature makes art's only measurable quality is whether or not it exists. Example, beauty is in the eye of the beholder, meaning every individual has his or her own perception and or interpretation about the subject. It would never be the same for every individual. So, the nature of arts. First, art is a diverse range of human activities in creating visual, auditory, or performing artworks expressing the author's imaginative of technical skill intended to be appreciated for their beauty or emotional power. In their most general form, these activities include the production of works of art, the study of the history of art, and the aesthetic dissemination of art. Second, art represents reality. Representation is the use of signs that stand in for and take the place of something else. It is through representation that people organize the world and reality through the act of naming its elements. Art represents reality. Since it is often depicting objects or scenes from the world, there is a sense in which art represents the mind's eye or what the imagination perceives. Art is also an expression. The expression contained in the form is an attempt to translate the unnamed and the unknown. Intrinsic to our existence as humans in our quest to create meaning, and art allows that process to take place. Making meaning involves understanding our surroundings and marking our experiences. Number four, art serves as a means of communication of emotions. The purpose of works of art may be to communicate political, spiritual, or philosophical ideas, to create a sense of beauty, to explore the nature of perception for pleasure, or to generate strong emotions. Art is an act of expressing feelings, thoughts, and observations of human conditions. A fundamental purpose common to most art forms is the underlying intention to appeal to and to connect with the human emotion. Number five, art matters. Why? Art matter because they allow us to express ourselves and illustrate the world around us in a different light, helping us to gain understanding of people and society and give hope while living in this world. Art matters because it illustrates the human experience. Okay, next. Art is also universal. Art can be found in every corner of the world. Art is everywhere and it is embedded into the way of life of the people. And exclusivity is out of bounds when we speak of arts because it is for everyone. Art is through Esperanto, an artificial international language, the one form of culture that is genuinely beyond national limitations. Art knows no barriers, not even language is a barrier in understanding it. Example, foreign arts displayed in museums throughout the world, paintings such as the Mona Lisa, Sistine Chapel, and photos of well known places are readily viewed. We have also some foreign performers performing in the country. Art is creation. It is the combination of already existing material elements into new forms, which become the realization perceived idea. Both hut and picture rose in the imagination of their makers before they took shape as things. The material of each was given already in nature, but the form as the maker fashioned it was new. It, in its essence and the widest compass, art is the making of a new thing in response to a sense of need. The very need in itself creates working through man as its agent. Okay, so let's now move on to the functions of art. No piece of art can be assigned a function either in essay form or in casual conversation if it is not first considered within the proper context. Trying to classify function depends on the context. First function, we have the personal function. We have here, this is Venus de Milo. This is the portrait sculpture. This is the statue of Venus, a Roman mythology goddess. One may wonder why the statue has no arms, yet it is considered to be a national treasure. Yes, art can also be therapeutic for both the artist and the viewer. Expressive art therapy is the use of creative arts as a form of therapy and is a fantastic field that has proven to work wonders in many people's lives. The personal function is a form of art. Another personal function no, of art is the religious service. Religious art usually expresses collective ideas about human life in relation to divine, right? For our purposes, then, an art of spiritual concern is any search for ultimate values through the use of visual form. So we have here the crucifixion of Jesus Christ and the Last Supper. The social function. One cannot conceive of a society without art, for art is closely related to every aspect of social life. Social functions of art are those that go beyond personal intrinsic value to art's social benefits. Art communicates. That is why it is constructed with the intention of sharing responses to and opinion about life with others. Art enriches, informs, and questions our world. When highly valued, it can be both a social and financial asset. Art can have a powerful transformative and restorative effects within a society as well. The social function also, we have their um, uh, function. Art performs a social function if it influences social behavior or the political function. It seeks or tends to influence the collective behavior of a people. Example is the bayanihan. Some people think that art is designed to influence social behavior is corrupt, impure, mere propaganda, and so on. But it's not. Okay, display and celebration. It is created to be seen or used primarily in public situations like fiestas, parade, etc. One function of sculpture and painting in the commemoration of important personages in society. The statues of the national heroes that grace our parks and plazas are commemorative works, as are the commissioned paintings of leaders or rulers. Often, they serve to record important historical events or reveal the ideals, heroism, and leadership that the community would want the young emulate. So the physical function. What is this physical function? The physical functions of art are often the easiest to understand. Why? Because works of art that are created to perform some service have physical functions. Number one is the form and function. The function of an object is generally essential in the basic form that it takes. A chair is so designed as to allow the seated body to rest comfortably in it. The shapes, sizes, and different parts are harmoniously related to one another and integrated into an object that fulfills and tells about their particular purpose. Number two is architecture. The design of the building is determined primarily by its operational function. What is the building for? What are you going to who are you going to use it? How many are they? And the design that a building takes is also adapted to the climate of the region. The architect must take the physical, psychosocial, and spiritual needs of the family into account when he designs a house. Community planning. Uh, a community is more than just a group of buildings. It is community planning involves the efficient organization, roads and spaces so that they meet the physical and aesthetic needs of the community. Because a community, it is a group of individuals and families living in a particular locality because of common interest and needs. That is the reason why we have to plan. Community planning also takes into consideration the assignment of areas for proper land use. So, what are those? These are first, we have residential districts. So, residential districts, these are those special areas na are designed and are assigned for residential purposes. Uh, the present trend is to get away from overcrowded downtown districts and the attendant problems and settle in areas where it is possible to blend the charms of rural living with the convenience of urban living, those residential districts. Industrial and commercial areas. These areas are usually located near the source of raw materials. A commercial area can be a cluster, small neighborhood stores, a shopping complex in the suburbs, or a central downtown district. It is usually situated where it can be reached easily by the car or public transport. Number three, civic centers. A community governs itself. It therefore provides structures where the functions of government can be efficiently carried out and which would, in appearance, be symbolic of community dignity and pride. Parks, plazas, and malls. The need for a balance between a man made structures and natural areas is answered in the design of plazas and malls. This may provide some relief from problems such as air and water pollution, inadequate facilities for recreation, and lack of parking space. Streets and roads. Transportation must function with reasonable ease and rapidity from one area to another. Streets are large or small according to their function. Function and beauty. Number four. Many things remain the same in shape throughout the years because their functional requirements do not allow for greater variations in the form. Time has proved that their designs best enable them to accomplish their purpose. Okay, so those are the things regarding the function of the art. We have the personal function, the social function, physical. So under the physical, there are also many physical functions that we can find in here. So thank you so much for listening to this lesson, and don't forget to like if you like this video and click subscribe if you haven't subscribed it yet. See you on our next video. Thanks.